Welcome back, everyone. We are back to AOC 25, and today is day 6, and the subject very interesting. It's malware analysis, Egg-xecutable. Haha, very nice pun again. So malware analysis is possibly one of my favorite subjects in cybersecurity, and for the video we have the tryhackme official YouTube and Gwendolyn and this other name. So let's go in. Yeah, so today's story seems like the head of Elf Affairs, Elf McBlue, sent an email, but it's hard to understand why he's working at 3 a.m. Aha! And the team screams because they are confused, and they are suspicious because something is amiss. It's probably malware. Let's start. Don't forget to start the target machine. You only need the target machine today, and the credentials. So what is malware analysis? Malware by itself, it's evil code, and analysis is, well, analyzing it. You have two main ways of analyzing malware, static and dynamic. Static, you analyze the file itself without executing, and dynamic, you let the file run. You let the malware run its course and see how it behaves. Normally this is done on a sandbox. You should always analyze malware in a sandbox, because in case the malware goes rogue, you are only running it on a sandbox, so not your computer. And the sandbox is basically that. It's an environment made to run that malware. It's isolated, it's safe, it's not gonna put your files in danger, etc. So, and they go on how static analysis works. You can check checksums. Checksums are like a tag that you put on a file, and then you can check if that tag has been seen anywhere else, and if that tag was recognized as dangerous or not. Strings is basically seeing strings inside the file. So like literal strings like this is malware. If you find that string, it means that, well, that's malware. That's a silly example, but yeah, you can look for specific strings that are in specific malware, etc. The imports, so if it imports a list of libraries or functions that are associated with malware or do things that are unusual. And resources, like the icon they say here. They could be using the Word document icon to trick the user. This exercise, they will show us how to use PeStudio, which is a malware analysis tool, I suppose, with a sample that they chose, but then they will ask us to do similar steps, but on another sample. So yeah, so let's start PeStudio. The Windows machine is probably very slow because having a sandbox of Windows on a cloud environment can be rough in terms of performance. So yeah, so be patient with it. Mine is all bugged out. Yeah, so while waiting, they have 2 questions for static analysis and 2 questions for dynamic analysis. Because this is taking very long, I will try to read everything and then it's easier to do the exercises for you guys to see. Yeah, so I had to restart the project because it wasn't working. Now it is. So what I did was I terminated the machine and started it again here on the introduction parts. So here I just clicked start again. Yeah, so let's start and analyze the HopHelper, which is in here. So the machine broke again. So I put it on full view, which you can do by clicking here. No, it's not here. So yeah, it's a button somewhere here that you can do it. Okay, so don't execute the file, just drag it and drop it onto the application. Now it's going to analyze, and we have the checksum, which is this. So we are going to copy a line. So you can see the checksum for the first answer, which is here, the first question, on the when you drag and drop the HopHelper file into here, it's going to load a little bit, and it's the first row. This is the checksum, so it's the identifier for this file. And then they tell us to go to the strings and look for the flag. They tell us that it can take some time to load, and they also tell us that the flag is somewhere near the end. We know that it starts with THM, so maybe if we order it and look for a T. Ah, it's here. Okay, I found it. It's THM strings found. I'm using Control-Shift-C on Windows to copy. Okay, so now I'm going to read the dynamic analysis section, and then I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so the first tool that we will use on dynamic analysis is Regshot. So let's close this so it's not any slower than it needs to be. And let's execute Regshot. And first they tell us to go here and change the output path to the desktop so that it's easier to access the files. And they say that we need to do the first shot and shot. It's going to take a few minutes, but this is for us to get a healthy snapshot of our registry so that we can have a healthy version and the unhealthy version to compare. The unhealthy version is after you execute the malware, and they give an explanation here why we are checking the registry. It's because some malwares aim to establish persistence, which is staying on your machine for as long as they can. And for this, a common technique is to add a run key into the registry, which is frequently used to specify which applications are automatically executed when the device is powered on. So when the device is powered on, if the malware uses this technique, it will run immediately. Okay, so it's done. We have the snapshot. So now let's spray and execute the HopHelper. Oh no, King Maler sends his regards. And we have eggs now. Everything is eggs. This is very nice, a very nice malware. So now we can take the second shot. So as always, Windows doesn't like to do stuff, so he is dying. Okay, and it's done, so now we can compare. He is gonna compare the healthy version and the unhealthy version of the registry so that we can see which key the malware changed on the registry. So they added this key and we need to copy it all. Control-Shift-C, don't forget, and check. Okay, so I got the key. It's this one. I had to try because I wasn't being able to fit it in, but yeah, it's this one. It's the fourth on the values added. So for the second part, the dynamic analysis, we need to use ProcMon. So I'm going to see how ProcMon works and I'll be back. Okay, so they tell us to first to open ProcMon, which now is an egg. Yeah, so ProcMon can see exactly how processes are working, what they are doing, if they are changing the registry, and so on and so forth. So for this, we will execute the malware again, and we wait a few minutes just to see, and we click, yeah, we stop capturing, and it's paused. Okay, very nice. So we go to filtering, we go to the process name. I'm gonna rename it just so I can copy the name exactly. .eggs. And then we click add and we click OK. And voila, we only have the hopper thing. So now they tell us to filter this even more for TCP. Yes, so it's operations, TCP. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, and it's one of the layers of requests across the web. This isn't that simple, but I'm just gonna explain it very wrongly probably, but simply just for you to understand, because we don't need to say on this. But yeah, if you want to know more about TCP, and there's also UDP and etc. So yeah, so we can add this new filter. We click OK, and there is none, probably because we need to remove this one. I seem to not being able to find the TCP, so I'm going to execute this again and see if that solves it. I think that I may have found what I did wrong first. We need to put the contains, not the is. I was doing the wrong filter. I'll also filter for the process name again. And yeah, we get the TCP requests that HopHelper has done. Very nice. So let's see what they wanted from us. So we need the network protocol. Okay, so as we can see here, the final answer is HTTP because the protocol is here at the end. So breach blocker -sandbox.http. Okay, and you have a bonus task, which is, can you find the web panel that HopHelper.exe is communicating with? Yeah, so you have this bonus challenge that you can try and do if you want. I will try and do it, and if you find it, share it in the comments. And I'll see you tomorrow in the next dimension.